Welcome to the Adam Rothstein Hockey Podcast. This is your podcast for all things hockey. On this podcast, we talk about past history to the modern day and what you can do to grow the sport. I am your host, Adam Rothstein. All right, let's get to the show. Welcome in, everyone. This is not going to be a happy episode. This is about Mikhail Ovechkin. He died at the age of 71, and for Alex Ovechkin, this is devastating. He has certainly had a wonderful season for his age 37 season, and I can't really even begin to discuss it. We're going to go through this article as well. We're going to go through the article and just talk a little bit about this. My old man is actually 70 years old. So do I only get one more year with my old man? Probably not. He's pretty healthy, but we're going to go through this as well. Definitely, let's get into it. All right. Alex Ovechkin's father, Mikhail Ovechkin, died on Wednesday. He was 71. And this is Ovechkin speaking. Today, I lost my father, Ovechkin said in a post on Instagram. I thank everyone for the support, but please be understanding and do not disturb my family in this difficult time for us. Thank you. Ovechkin has been on leave from the Washington Capitals since Tuesday to travel home to Moscow to see his father, who has battled health issues that prevented him from traveling to North America in recent years. When Ovechkin left, Washington announced he would be away from the team indefinitely to attend to a family matter and the health of a loved one. They did a good job covering this up because I mean, it could have been a million people. It could have been his brother. It could have been his uncle. Could have been a million different people that this could have been with. Okay, well, not a million, but there were more than a handful of options that this could have been. It could have been anyone. Washington Capitals organization is saddened to hear of the passing of our captain, Alex Ovechkin's father, Mr. Mikhail Ovechkin. The Capitals tweeted Wednesday, Ovechkin was a true gentleman and was a significant and consistent presence at Capitals games and practices. I don't know what it's like to lose a parent. I mean, there was a close call when I was 11 with my own mother, and that would have certainly devastated me. And now both of them are healthy. They're in shit. They're doing all right. And they're hanging in there. They are hanging in there. I'll say that. My parents are older, but they're still healthy for what it's worth. So I'm grateful for that. But Ovechkin, has certainly been through everything, and I mean, to see your own dad break the Gordy to become the second highest goal scorer of all time is something that, well, in any sport, like to just get to a very significant record like that is just very few athletes get that anyway, and I mean, would it have been nice to see his father be around for 900? Of course it would. But that's not, you're not always going to get that opportunity. I mean, most people don't even get into the NHL. I mean, they're stuck in the ECHL if they're lucky, or AHL if they're lucky. And if they just play a game in the NHL, they're golden. And they just find a way to succeed, with that. And And to have your old man, your father, just be your, your father is probably your biggest supporter in sports or any parent. Your mother or your father are going to be, your biggest bedrock when you start sports. And to just go through all the development, to go through so much and everything, and to like have an excellent rookie year, and could he have been, could he have already broken it without the Corona season or the the first lockout within 2005? Yeah, he could. Yeah, he certainly could have. Certainly could have been done it already, and I mean, it would have been. But yes, it is very unfortunate that Mr. Mikhail is not going to see that. At least not on this earth. He's not. but he certainly has been a very big influence on the team. And without him, I mean, there were some nights where they just couldn't, I think the Capitals would have lost more games without his presence, because having even, I'll tell you something, being in college and just being around some of the parents that were, old enough to be my parents, as well, like it was having like the extra aunts and uncles, and like they respected me. And one of my teammates fathers actually worked at the pro shop, so it was always nice having those mentors around you always. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm sure all the Capitals that came up, whether it was Semin, Backstrom now, maybe even Varlamov for a little while, Green. If you remember Joel Ward, he was around there for a little bit as well. And I guess we'll count Oshie in this as well. But there were so many as well. Kolzig too. There were so many in there that just was like grateful for that. And you're not, and also some parents are gonna go, are and some kids are gonna move on in college as well. So be grateful for that if you're still in college as well, because connecting with the parents is very important, whether you're a assistant coach or just a player, because it can get you over that hump. And it has for the Capitals. It has, that mentality has for my Towson Tigers. It's done it for a lot of teams, and there are certainly some, and there's certainly something to say about that within all sports, not just hockey. Okay, where was I? As a true gentleman with a constant smile on his face, he loved interacting with our fans and expressing the gratitude for their support of his son, of whom he was incredibly proud. Our organization's thoughts are with Ovechkin's family at this difficult time. Capital Center Nicholas Backstrom said Mikhail Ovechkin's personality was infectious. The one thing I always remember is he was always happy, Backstrom said. He would always smile. We both didn't speak English in the beginning, but we could understand each other with our hands. As I said, he was part of the beginning when Alex got over here. He was always in the locker room. He was hanging out with the guys. He loved that. I think so. To get hit by the sad news is obviously really tough. I feel for the whole family. I can't imagine what they're going through. Mikhail Ovechkin, who played soccer before an injury cut short his career, had a big impact on Alex's professional hockey career, along with Ovechkin's mother, Tatiana, who was a two-time Olympic gold medalist for the Soviet Union in women's basketball, 1976 and 1980. They helped Ovechkin's love of hockey from a young age, which I do still find it amazing how he got into hockey when, your dad's a soccer player and your mother's a basketball player, but he chose hockey and he just kept going. My father, I remember he would go on some trips and bring me some goalie helmets. Alex Ovechkin said after he signed a 13-year contract with the Capitals in 2008. I didn't know what it was, except it was something about hockey. And when I was a little kid, everything was about hockey, 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 hockey. Alex Ovechkin was selected. Alex Ovechkin was selected with the #1 pick in the 2004 NHL draft and has played 18 seasons in the league, all with Washington. He ranks second in NHL history with 812 goals, behind Wayne Gretzky, 894. Mikhail and Tatiana watched on television in Russia when Alex reached 800 goals with a hat trick against the Chicago Blackhawks on December 13th, and when he scored his 802nd goal to pass Gordie Howe for second in the league history against the Winnipeg Jets on December 23rd, 2022. Earlier in Alex's career, Mikhail often traveled to see his son play and shared some of his biggest moments with him, even after having surgery for a heart condition in February 2014. Mikhail was with Alex in Los Angeles when he was named among the NHL's 100 greatest players in 2017, but was unable to travel with Tatiana to see the Capitals win the Stanley Cup in 2018, when Alex won the Conn Smythe as the most valuable player in the playoffs. When Alex brought the Stanley Cup to Russia that summer, he lifted it over his head alongside with his father at the training facility for Dynamo Moscow, where Alex played as a youth and began his professional career. I can't even put it into words, Mikhail Ovechkin said through a translator after kissing the cup. 13 years we were working toward that goal, and finally to win the Stanley Cup, it's a huge happiness. I don't understand the translation there. Alex Ovechkin called it a dream come true when he signed a one-game contract with FC Dynamo Moscow, his father's old soccer team in the Russian Premier League, and scored a goal in a friendly against FC Mikhail in Moscow on June 25th, 2022. Mikhail Ovechkin was among those in attendance. My dad was a professional soccer player, and he got hurt. Alex Ovechkin said before this, so it was fun. He was there too. He was watching, and it was a great night. Okay, that is quite a bit. I've got to admit that that I think, without him entering, Ovechkin's life could have turned out so different. He could have been a soccer player, but I think it's just better. I think the best result came out when he chose hockey. And I think he is gonna. I don't know if he's gonna even get 50 goals this year, now that he's going to be on leave for a little while. But they've got about 25 games, and he needs 18 goals. I think this was very unforeseen. No one saw this coming. It is a shame that anyone has to go through this at any stage of their life. So I wish Alex the best, obviously, and it's not easy, but I'm always grateful that, you know, I had that moment with him when with you know when the Washington Ice Dogs and the Cheetahs and the Nova Cool Cats were there with him on that one day many years ago. I mean, you're not going to get those moments at all. You're not, like, if you're lucky to get those moments, be grateful for them. So I'm grateful I had that, and I mean he's as well. I really do think he is arguably, you know, maybe like easily in the top 3 NHL players of all time, easily. You know, and then you could put Gretzky or Lemieux or maybe Orr in there, or actually I'll put Ray Bourque in on that top 3 list as well. But there's very few players that come into any sport the way Alex Ovechkin does. And I think he might be one of the best athletes of all time, because this sport is hard enough. You have to be on an edge for so long, and you have to be standing, and it's not easy to do. So it's not easy to do. That's yeah. It's tough. All right. If you liked this show, please head over to rothsteina.substack.com. That's rothsteina.substack.com. I do want to just mention that as well, you know, and the ROTH, it's spelled once again rothsteina.substack.com. And it's not it's not easy going through all of that with Ovechkin, but yeah, I hope he does come back soon, obviously. If you like this, please be sure to listen to this on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Sign up for the Substack. That is in either the description or the show notes. So please do that. You can sign up for free or for $5 a month to my Substack, and I hope to see you there. This has been a tough one to do for the episode, and I never thought I'd do it. I had the AHL I was going to talk about, so I might do that later this week or over the weekend. So just keep your eyes and ears open. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Peace out.